Alright, we are back for another sparring breakdown video. We have me in the white gi, I'm Justin, and we have Denis in the black gi on bottom here. By the time the recording started, I was already kind of like halfway past. I'm working a smash pass here against Denis. Denis is a very good wrestler, new to Jiu-Jitsu, but you'll see some of his wrestling skills, especially in this one. It's a nice reversal that we'll break down. And we kind of see Denis in trouble right away, me kind of pinning in the mount, switching to S mount. I start moving back into side control. You see me picking up this near side arm. I think I was looking for kind of some omoplata style transitions here. And I'm cupping his tricep here to keep him flat as I step back over to top position. And we see Denis kind of starting to work for his guard. I kind of step over and start threading the mount again and decide to switch sides and move into side control. Denis doing a good job framing, trying to kind of keep me at bay here. But I got that nice deep grip underneath his lower back. That's going to make things much harder for him to hip escape away. This grip here, this wedge here that I use, gives people a lot of problems. It's going to make it hard for him to move. And this is part of the reason he's having a hard time escaping. Again, just kind of pinning here, making things difficult for Denis. You see me start kind of advancing. I start going thumb in on the neck here, kind of freeing up the lapel a little bit. You see me pop up to knee on belly. I wanted to look for some baseball bat chokes that we've been drilling this week, but Denis wasn't having it. Doing a good job working to get back on his side. I start reaching in and start switching to a darce. And I'm having a hard time getting my hand in deep enough. Sometimes the friction of the gi makes things much harder in this position, especially to lock up a darce. Denis doing a good job trying to create space here and go flat. So it's making things hard for me, so I switch and go to my paper cutter choke. Paper cutter choke is becoming more and more one of my favorite attacks. Again, nothing too fancy here on that setup. We'll go back a little bit just so you guys can kind of see what I did. You see me kind of start to loosen the collar here, and I start to feed in for the darce. There was one nice little kind of transition with my hands. We'll kind of point it out as it comes up again. And again, we see Denis start to go flat here, and it's in this moment that he goes flat that I feed my grip. So as soon as he flattens out, ditches that position for the overhook, I'm already feeding my hand underneath his shoulder so I can grab 4 fingers inside the gi. And as we kind of continue here, that's why when I switch overhead, it was so easy for me to already pummel my hand inside. I was already blocking the bicep, so now all I have to do is start dropping my elbow down, and we'll see me pick up the easy tap here with the paper cutter choke. So, not too bad from Denis there. He just got caught. He was doing a good job blocking the darce. I just had another choke lined up. Basically, anytime someone goes flat on me now in side control, it's very easy for me to go for that paper cutter choke, so it's just something that's always there for me. We'll go a couple more times. This time I'm going to play more guard with Denis, give him some chances to pass. Me playing some collar and sleeve here, just making things hard, keep him at bay. I hit a quick sweep, but obviously running out of space here, I let him back up. Nice little collar drag. I love this part. This part's really good. He does a great job trapping my tricep and then tipping me over. We're actually going to break that down because I really like this technique that he used. So we're going to go back real quick to the sweep. And we'll see me look to transition on top here. So I hit the collar drag, boom, and I start coming up, and right away what Denis does, and I don't get a reverse from front headlock very often, let me tell you, so this is part of the reason we're stopping it. Denis does a great job of securing my tricep right away, so as I'm going to reach in for this he's basically pulling me into underhooking on that side. And you see Denis reaching for my leg here. So he's kind of already, like he is now baiting me into the positioning he wants to play. And as soon as I start to circle, because he pulled that arm in, I was forced into that underhook, right? Like this underhook is not necessarily what I was looking to play here. It's not the worst positioning for me, but it's not what I was looking for. And you see, again, as I'm kind of circling towards the right, this is what's going to end up exposing my leg. And watch what he does with this hand. This hand is what makes the kind of magic happen what happens next. You see him block my knee and drive forward, and this is going to tip me over to my side. So he did a great job trying to get a sweep going here. I just managed to switch to an arm drag. So as he came in to pin me, I use an arm drag now to kind of start working my way out. So very, very close to fully sweeping me in the position and coming up into side control off it. I just managed to kind of use some of my jiu-jitsu here to get back to my guard. But very nice attempt from Denis. Again, like I don't get reversed from front headlock too often, so it was nice to kind of get caught with some wrestling in the gi. I wanted to sit up there and go for an armbar, but I didn't quite move it hard enough to get to where I needed to go. We see Denis kind of forcing me into the wall now. I start switching to a 2-on-1. Again, Denis looks to stand. I try to reach other leg, but there's not enough space, so I switch the foot on the hip and start looking for a triangle. Denis goes to stack and sits, but I switch to an armbar for a quick armbar finish. So we'll go back to just kind of some of the finishing mechanics I did there. Again, like wanting that underhook on the leg, it's just not quite what happened. You see me reach, so instead I open my guard, and I'll start pushing off his hip here, which is that foot on the hip is all I really needed, and you guys can see already, I'm dragging this arm across the center line, so now he's overextended. I got a foot on the hip, so this outside leg is going to be able to ladder up really easy for the triangle, and we'll see the triangle come in here. Boom, right there, and I lock. Now, Denis doesn't do the worst thing, he sits to his side, but right away, because his arm's extended, I know it's easy to finish the armbar here. I'm going to use my hip as my fulcrum. I'm just going to push that arm down, and that's what's going to give me this easy armbar finish here, right near the end. So Denis not doing a bad job, just getting a little overextended. Skip ahead a little bit. I think there's a couple more submissions in this round. I'll break down what I can for you guys. Again, Denis looking to control my legs on the outside. I'm just pummeling here, making things hard for him. Denis looks to pass, but I check his shoulders, making it hard for him to finish. Again, now I'm starting to play kind of lower hooks, so I can feel he wants to stack and kind of get underneath me, so I'm playing it safe. Again, getting to my collar and sleeve position. Denis is a little top heavy, so I can roll him over. I don't quite finish the sweep, but try to switch back to my triangle, and again, and get another nice little armbar there. So again, just like using good elevator sweeps here, or a balloon sweep, is kind of what helped me. You can kind of see already Denis is a little top heavy, like you see his head's kind of dipping down, his hips are up. These are all kind of things, these are all things kind of playing to my favor. And all I have to do is get underneath him, and this is where the sweep attempt happens, but you can see Denis already in good position to base. So I start facing right away with my guard, and I start throwing that right leg over. Now, I can't lock my guard yet until Denis makes an effort to go back to top position. So what I need him to do, essentially, is to turn back in towards me and go to his knees. And I think that's essentially what happens here next. So as we see Denis start to come up, that's my opportunity to lock, and as soon as I locked my guard, I knew I had the arm bar, so I just pull the arm back to finish. And again, Denis doing a great job here. I'm just kind of helping him see some mistakes he's making in his guard. He just tends to overextend a little bit, but again, not necessarily doing a bad job. It's usually like second, third move I'm catching him with, so it's not like it's the first attempt of anything I try at stopping him. So I think his wrestling experience is definitely something that helps him in these bad positions. So I let Denis try to work his way on top a little bit, work his pass. I managed to catch a leg and come up to my knees. I'm kind of forcing him into butterfly guard here, seeing if he's got any passing. Again, just crowding his hips. I start to lock my hands and start to circle. Again, like body lock passing, something I'm very good at. Again, I start switching into the mount. I pass that sleeve grip, or I'm sorry, lapel grip for the Bravo choke. And Denis doing a good job framing here. Again, now I'm just trying to get control of the elbow or look to go on the offense with the Bravo choke. We'll kind of see what he gives me here next. Again, as I kind of move up into side control, I'm claiming more of that elbow. I'm really kind of focusing on that far arm, and you see me walk the hand up. And he starts passing the hand across, and I finish with a key lock. Now, most of the time here I go for triangle, arm triangle position, but something Denis does is good, making it hard for me. So like as I start passing this arm, you see that arm pop out, right? So like normally I would dart my head back to this side. I usually like to go to this side with my head, and then I'll finish with the arm triangle choke. But because the hand kind of came out in this position, and more of just kind of what I was feeling too, I didn't feel like I still had great control of his arm. I had to switch to the key lock instead. So I just step, feed that hand, and finish with the key lock. So yeah, really nice roll with Denis. Denis is constantly getting better. Nice to see a wrestler learning some jiu-jitsu. And I hope you guys liked that breakdown. I really like Denis's front headlock reversal, so I hope you guys get a chance to use that in the gym. So yeah, thank you for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe to my channel.